Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, case dismissed. Victory for Meghan. As you know, her sister, crazy sister, decided to take her to court because she says that Meghan has disowned her. Meghan is saying that she grew up as an only child and how she's hurt and sad, yet still she's the one maligning and defaming her sister Meghan, right? But anyway, this case has been ongoing from 2022, and the judge, they were supposed to have like a final thing in November, final trial date in November, but the judge has now dismissed the claim with prejudice, meaning Samantha cannot file this claim again. Her frivolous lawsuit against Meghan was just annoying, but she cannot file it. And what the judge, so basically, I'm reading from the Daily Mail here. Samantha Markle's defamation lawsuit against her sister Meghan has been dismissed because the Duchess of Sussex, that's Meghan's statement, were substantially true. And we have been saying it all along. Of course, Meghan's statement is true. They did not grow up together. They never met for about, of course, they're same father, but they never saw each other for about 10 years. Then they meet. Meghan went to her graduation. But that doesn't mean that you know someone. That doesn't mean that you grew up. A lot of family members with that age difference, because we know Samantha is much older than Meghan. I think she's like 17 years older. There's not much in common. There's not much that you're going to be able to sit down and discuss, right? That is going to be the two of you on the same page. Definitely not. The Florida judge, Charlene Edwards Honeywell, said that the case should be dismissed because Samantha failed, and this is after several attempts, because initially the judge had dismissed part of the case, but she said she was allowed to go on because, you know, Samantha brought up about Netflix and that Netflix was new and all they defamed her in Netflix. So the judge said, okay, bring the evidence. So the judge is now saying that the case is failed because Samantha failed to identify any statement that could support a claim for defamation. And we know that defamation is not an easy thing to prove, right? Defamation means that most time you have to publish it. Meghan doesn't have an Instagram account. Meghan doesn't do anything in the media. Even with the Finding Freedom book, she couldn't prove that because Meghan was not the author of the book. So they continue. In a major victory for the Duchess, Judge Honeywell said Meghan's comment in the Netflix series with Prince Harry or their interview with Oprah were true. Of course they were true. Come on, let's be real, guys. We know that Meghan's statement was true. I mean, she was asked a question. It's not even like Meghan go out to prove anything with Samantha. She's asked a question and she answered it, right? The case was dismissed with prejudice, and I explained what that means. It means that Samantha will not be able to refile the claim at all. This case is done, donezo. No more of it happening. It's completed. The judge's decision spares Meghan from an embarrassing trial which was set to take place in Tampa, in Florida. Really? I don't know what they mean by embarrassing, because at the end of the day, Samantha couldn't prove her claim, which means that there would be no embarrassment. Meghan has good lawyers, so she will just simply put the case forward. But you know the hassle of going through proving that what you're saying is correct is maybe a hassle. So I guess from that standpoint, Samantha Markle has been seeking at least $75,000 for defamation and defamation by implication for Meghan suggesting to Oprah that she, here is it, grew up as an only child. Really, Samantha? She did grow up as an only child. You were not in her household. Her mom She's her only daughter for her mom. She mostly grew up with her mom. So how is it that she didn't grow up as an only child? And even though you share the same father, does not mean that you grew up together. Did you? Did you grow up in the same household? No, you did not. So that's not the truth, right? Meghan also said that Samantha only changed her name back to Markle after she began dating Harry. According to Samantha, Meghan made similar claims. Yes, according to Samantha, Meghan made similar claim in the Netflix series, and the allegations subjected her to humiliation, shame, and hatred on a worldwide scale. But Samantha, do you forget that you have been the one perpetuating this hatred against your sister Meghan? You were the one who write Princess Push It Princess. You were the one who was constantly on these morning television berating and saying mean things about your sister. Really, Samantha? Stop it. Just stop, please. In her 58-page ruling, Judge Honeywell said that Meghan's statement could not be defamatory because there was substantially true based on judicially noticed evidence or are not capable of being considered defamatory. So what the judge is saying here is when they analyze the whole evidence that was presented, Samantha did in fact change her name when Meghan became famous. She's an opportunist, and I'm going to say it. She is an opportunist. We know that she changed her name just because Meghan was involved with Harry, right? She wasn't involved in Meghan's life, and even if she was, maybe for a short period they had some relation. But it doesn't mean that they were best friends. It doesn't mean that she considered her like a big sister or someone who was there for her. A lot of people have big sisters that have that huge age difference that they are not close to. So it's not far-fetched that Meghan could view her as just, okay, another person in her life, but not a big sister that was supportive of her life and her future. Right? Samantha had failed, the judge is saying Samantha had failed to plausibly allege that they were defamatory. The judge noted that Meghan's comment about her childhood was merely opining that she did not have a close relationship with Samantha, which is exactly what I just said, right? Judge Honeywell said that Samantha claimed that Meghan implied that she was a liar and a fame seeker was an improper mischaracterization of what Meghan actually said. And that is true. A lot of the things that Samantha put into this filing, she was telling lies on Meghan because Meghan didn't say that she was an opportunist. I just said she was an opportunist. Meghan didn't say that. So if you're going to bring a case for defamation, it has to be word for word. It has to be that, okay, this is what this person said. But what she brought forward was not what Meghan said, is what she was thinking that Meghan was thinking. But she can't do that. That is not going to prove her case for defamation. Turning to Meghan's statement that Samantha had changed her name from Rasmussen, her married name, back to Markle when the Duchess began dating Harry, the judge says that the gist was true. Really, of course. She wrote that plaintiff used one last name and then the name Markle soon after the defendant's relationship with Harry was published is substantially true, based on the exhibits in the record. Because remember, if you're going to court, it has to be fact. It cannot be that is supposition, that is something you just claim. The judge had to look at the record and say, okay, what was your name before and what is her name during and after? And Samantha proved that Meghan was correct. She did change her name after Meghan became famous. Obviously, if she had valued Meghan, even when Meghan was a famous actress on Suits, she would have maybe changed her name then. But obviously, she felt that Meghan being a royal would have added more boost to her popularity, that is Samantha's popularity. So hence she changed back her name to Markle, right? In another statement, Samantha claimed that one of Harry in the Netflix series, in which he said perhaps the most troubling part of this is the number of British journalists interacting with and amplifying the hate and lies. He's talking about the hate and lies towards Meghan. So the judge said that this statement was included in the complaint is perplexing. Really? Why is it even in the complaint? And suggests haste and misunderstanding of the law or a lack of diligence on the part of the plaintiff's counsel. So what the judge is saying, why did they include this statement as a point of reference in their evidence, right? The judge is saying it is unclear how this statement could be defamatory towards plaintiff, as it does not even reference her. Her name is not even referenced in this statement that Harry had made. So how is it that they put it in the statement as a point of reference? They obviously don't understand the law, or they were trying to manipulate the judge, but the judge is very smart and see right through it. In her conclusion, Judge Honeywell wrote, plaintiff's claim will be dismissed with prejudice, as she has failed to identify any statement that could support a claim for defamation or defamation by implication at this point. Her third try at amending her complaint in either the book Finding Freedom, Netflix, or defendant and her husband long hour televised CBS interview with Oprah, the judge is saying all of that is dismissed with prejudice, meaning, Samantha, don't come back to my court, don't come back to any other court with this ridiculous claim, because it is dismissed with prejudice. Leave Meghan alone. The judge didn't say that, but I'm going to say that. Leave Meghan alone. You will not be friends. You will never be friends because of the way you conducted yourself. You had your sister who was going through a lot, and you instigated the attacks on her. You created, according to Boss Sentinel, you created a lot of accounts that was meant to, bot account that was meant to bring down your sister. Leave her alone. You're no friends, and the case is over. Thank God Meghan has finally moved on from this case. Samantha, you need to pay up. Remember, you need to pay Meghan's lawyer's fee. So that $75,000 that you were trying to seek, you might have to find some more to put on her lawyer's fee. So give it up, give it a rest. You and your father need to leave Meghan alone. So that's my take on it, guys. Thank you for listening. This case is dismissed with prejudice. Thank God. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Thank you.